All right, guys, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. I hope your day is going well. Some more interesting stories, and let's start with Moses Jerry, the young man whom I talked about yesterday, who's going through some series of maltreatments, abuses, and all of that from his agent in Serbia. But there has been some good news right now, as the young man has reportedly now moved away uh, from the house of this so-called agent and is now in a safer place, with a safer guardian. That's the updates coming up right now, and I'm so happy, that this is happening. And you know, just we thank God that he was able to open up, and that it reached the ears of people who are able to help rescue him. I'm going to keep tabs on him, and then any development regarding his career, or personal life, I'm going to definitely let you guys know. But quickly away from that, guys, Maduka Okoye has now, you know, uh, gone to his social media, his Twitter account, or X as it is called now, to express his joy and delight for actually wearing the Nigerian Super Eagles jersey again. Of course, his appearance came in that game versus Rwanda, where unfortunately he conceded two goals and we lost three. We lost 2 goals to 1, and that was an appearance that that came about after I think more than a year of representing the country. So he said that it was such a good feeling for him to come back into the team and represent for the country. In his own words on X, he said, "Despite the result, I'm more than happy and grateful to have played in this jersey again. It has always been, it is, and it will forever be an honor to represent Nigeria." That's the word, from Maduka Okoye. Of course, it shows you the love and passion that he has for the country, so to represent the Super Eagles. And of course, he's now returned back to his club side, where he's going to hope to continue his fine form with Udinese side in the Serie A. Of course, I'm sure you know that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. I think it's like uh, the second keeper that has the most saves in the Serie A. But this weekend they have a game with Empoli. Actually, they have a game on Monday with Empoli, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be interesting to see how he shows up for his team on that one. But moving away, guys, Osimhen is back to training. Of course, I know you guys know about that in the previous video, and he has really integrated well with the squad. Looks like he's going to be ready to make appearance this weekend. But there is something coming out right now from the Galatasaray owners, from the hierarchies. Of course, if you recall the previous video, one of the previous videos, I talked about Napoli's boss, sporting director, actually coming out to say that they are not interested in selling Osimhen to Galatasaray on a permanent basis. And the reason they said was that Galatasaray cannot afford to buy Osimhen. They cannot afford to bring out 75 million euros to buy Victor Osimhen. And that's why they are not going to they are not going to sell him to the club. Instead, they are going to explore other options like UK or Saudi Arabia. But right now, Galatasaray boss, their deputy president by the name Abdullahi Kovuchi, has now said that is an insult, that Napoli cannot insult their club like that, because they are a big club. They are more than, they have more than what it takes to sign Victor Osimhen. In fact, they have more than what it takes to sign 10 Victor Osimhen, for their club, provided it's the player that they want to get. So this is what this man, Abdullahi Kovuchi, has now come out to say. And in his own word, he said if Galatasaray wants a player, we will be at that table. Galatasaray has the power to make the right transfers at the point determined by our coach. We have the power to buy more Osimhen. So this is what he said as he was quoted by Forza Chimbom. So that's what's happening right now. Osimhen continues to be a subject of transfer interest because he's red hot. You know, anywhere he goes in the country and his club side, he always delivers, and uh, he's going to definitely be someone that will be highly sorted. This January transfer, I'm sure of that. But Galatasaray are saying that they can hold their ground, that if it's Victor Osimhen that the coach can work with and he demands that he wants him, then definitely they are going to get him on a permanent basis for the club. But we'll see how that one goes later. And moving on, guys, Victor Boniface is in danger of missing out, on this weekend's game for his club side, as he has now reported to have returned to Leverkusen with injury. Of course, Victor Boniface featured heavily for the Super Eagles over these two games that we played. They actually played the most minutes, compared with all the other strikers that came, and he really exerted himself. He wanted to break the deadlock, score competitive goal for the Super Eagles, but that just didn't work out. The closest he got was hitting the post. But after the whole thing, he's now returned back to Leverkusen. But the insider report right now from the team is that he didn't make the training for their Thursday training, which was a very important training. If you are to play their game the weekend, you are supposed to make that Thursday training, but he missed it. And it's right now it's been rumored that he has picked up an injury from representing Nigeria. But as at this time, we are still waiting for official reports, confirmation, or something like that from Leverkusen regarding Victor Boniface. But that hasn't been said. Hopefully, Alonso is going to let us know the situation with Victor Boniface during his pre-match conference before the game this weekend. They actually have a game against Heidenheim. That is tomorrow, being Saturday, 3:30 p.m. is the time. And then after after the pre-match conference, we're going to know what's currently happening with Victor Boniface. But moving away, guys, I still have an update here, and this one is the one concerning the Libya national team. This is a little bit still, but it's very interesting because the Libyan team has accused Nigerian Super Eagles of intentionally losing a match with Rwanda so as to prevent them Libya from qualifying. Of course, they are still harboring that bad air with Nigeria because of what happened, and they feel that we didn't want to win that game because we wanted to get back at them for what they did to us. So that's what's been circulating, in Libya amongst their FA, their national team, their fans. That's the idea that they have now, that we intentionally lost it. Well, much can be said about that. I know that it was a game that we didn't intentionally lose. We didn't intentionally lose. We actually fought to get something out of that game. But that's the update, guys. Let me know your thoughts for any of the stories. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like for the video, and stay tuned for more.